Hey everyone, it's Types, and today I got a really fun deck for you. As you know, I play a lot of control. I'm a very good control player, and so I decided to go in with this new Oranguru that just came out, playing some Oranguru control here today. Not the old Oranguru, but this new one. Probably not quite as good, but still very solid and very fun. With its ability, or its attack, primary acting, allowing you to choose a supporter from your opponent's discard pile and use it as essentially use that supporter. It uses the effect of that card as the effect of this attack. So pretty much, say you copy research, you just use research. And then we also have Pyukumuku, which says you can pretty much just thin your deck one. It's pretty cool. Also has synergies with Silene, which is kind of important. We have Path to Slow Points Down as well as Crushing Hammers. And then we also see Serena here as probably our main draw supporter, but then we also have Boss's Orders to control the game. Sydney, Team Yell's Cheer, Team Yell Grunt, Avery Flannery, Misfortune Sisters, Research Barney, and then some energies, and then Recovery. So we can go forever, but essentially we get to play 2 supporters every turn instead of 1, assuming our opponent plays one that's of at least somewhat useful to us. I've been testing this deck a few times. It feels pretty okay. I've surprisingly won a lot of games, but I think they've been like server crashes or something, where my opponents just like concede instantly. I'm a bit nervous about getting donked, but luckily that hasn't happened yet either. We don't have a lot of basics, obviously. We only have play 5, and if we start Pyukumuku, that's not great, but it's not the worst thing in the world either. No basic again. But we see our opponent is... What are they running? Telescopic Sight, Chinchino Path, Birdkeeper Marnie. Like this, is this Urshifu? I don't know. But they see that we play a lot of control stuff. We'll see. I've been running into a few weird decks as well, which is certainly not what you want for control. But yeah, this hand looks okay, except for the fact that we had to take 4 more mulligans, which is pretty bad. They're going to have access to a ton of resources. Hopefully they pitch. I think we're going second, which isn't ideal for us. Hopefully they discard a supporter turn 1, though. That would be really good. This is... Oh, no. Sanaconda V... Spread. Mostly I'm worried about Sanaconda. Metacham won't come into play at all because they'll be one-shotting us anyway with the weakness. So, yeah, this is not ideal for us, but we should be able to get out of here okay. We see they get rid of a research turn 1. Wow, that's really good for us. They don't get an energy drop either. There's a hammer, which we're going to have to pitch, it looks like. Capture energy. Grab down Oranguru. We prized one, but that's important to know. You could stick in a Peonia, Peonia in this snack. That could be solid, but I don't think we desperately need it. Marnie seems not very good, so we'll miss Fortune Sisters. We hit the Echoing Horn, which is kind of useless, but at least we get something out of there. This rest of the hand looks okay, but I think we're okay researching it away, especially because we don't have any Gust. Gust is really important in most of our matchups. So we're going to keep digging. We can use primary acting to copy their professor's research, which they're kind enough to give to us, so we can use it for the rest of the game. We just have our research as an attack, which is really good. And also, sorry if I'm sounding a bit under the weather. It's because I am, but they get out to Chinchino. That's okay. They're going to be burning up lots of resources. They get a switch, so that's annoying. They're going to Marnie us. Our hand wasn't the best. We're just hoping we see an energy and hopefully a boss orders as well. And we saw one of those. And this hand's not the worst, not the best. Hopefully they don't get a VMAX. They're going to drop Crobat, which is kind of good for us. We can gust that up. We see another Misfortune Sisters. I have 3 or 4 in this list. Just super important so we can get rid of those switches, but also it's pretty inconsistent. We see them drop their own path. That's surprising. And they missed the KO. So that's pretty good for us. Yeah, they can't accelerate anything. Misfortune Sisters. We get rid of an air balloon. That's really nice. A pretty fancy one there, too. You can gift energy. And are we going to Marnie them here? We probably research. We don't need those paths. And we do get rid of their energy as well. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and research. Feeling really good. We're drawing so many cards. So are they, I guess. It doesn't feel like they've drawn that much, but apparently they have. Still no boss in sight, which is surprising. We play 4 Serena, 2 boss. But hopefully we'll hit them sooner or later. imagine we will. And that Crobat's an amazing target. Fan of Waving back in that gift energy, so that's fine. Not that bad for us. Then we see Bird Keeper. Interesting. Nothing crazy there. Please don't have the evolution. I imagine they don't have it. Wow, that's pretty crazy. They still grab the KO, but it's whatever. Also, they're going to power up their big attack, it looks like, but it doesn't matter too much. So Team Yell's Cheer and Misfortune Sisters. Capture Energy not coming in too great for us just yet. I imagine we want to kind of limit their hand at this point. So we'll Misfortune Sisters again, get rid of a few more items. And we're really, as I said, looking for that boss's orders. We're going to Marnie, so we'll just go ahead and do that Marnie play. Our hand isn't bad, but I think it's what we should do right here. And we have that gift energy on the active, which feels pretty solid. We see the boss finally. I'm certainly a bit nervous. We do need another basic at some point, but limiting their hand size feels pretty good. I still haven't mastered playing this deck just yet. I'm just recently threw it together. They do have that third energy, though. Not surprising. They're going to Marnie us as well, so that's fine, I guess. I certainly hope we see another Gust card in our hand and also that energy. We see the Gust. We don't see the energy just yet, though, so that's kind of scary. See Anaconda VMAX finally coming into play here, so they're going to be able to spread a little as well, which is fine. We do draw some more cards with Oranguru. Still no energy just yet. I might want to increase the energy counts. Crushing Hammer. But we need to Serena and Hope here, I think. So bring up that Medicham. That feels okay. Let's Serena Gust up that Medicham. Hopefully that gets stuck for a turn. Oh, and we can grab ourselves. Well, I guess we grab that Mewtwo. Get rid of. Well, it feels bad. I think Sydney is not that good here. I don't know how good Sydney is. I've played it, but it doesn't feel like it has amazing value. Mewtwo. We'll scoop up Net. Play that Mewtwo down. This is something you actually do in this deck. We can drop this Oranguru, and there's no need to Crushing Hammer just yet. So we can pass the turn over to our opponents and see what they have. I'm assuming they don't have game. They're just going to attach an energy, which is pretty much what I was hoping for, as they aren't going to be able to most likely get that guy out of the active or do too much here. And they're also running low on resources. They've played a lot. They're going to Marnie us, not again. Actually, it's not that bad. We're seeing more of our deck, more opportunity to Gust, more opportunity to hit that energies. We still missed Gust. We've seen, as I said, almost no Gust this whole game. We see Team Yell Grunt. I think that's pretty good here. Just going to bounce that fighting energy back to their hand. And this gift energy probably goes on the Oranguru. And then we'll pass it over. Hopefully we get something a bit better. We're obviously running pretty low on stuff. But, research. So they're going to send even more stuff. But they don't need any of these resources either. The only things they're looking for are those switches. And then, which they're already down 2 switch. And then, of course, energies. So, wow, they only have 8 cards left in deck. But they didn't hit the switch out. They hit Quick Ball, which is okay. Pitch up Mewtwo. We get a Quick Ball and a switch. That's pretty good. They haven't gotten rid of a boss yet. I'm actually looking at Bird Keeper. We could Bird Keeper. We could just pass and not really do too much. That play could be okay as well. I really want to draw cards. I'm tempted just to say we send this hand and draw a bunch more with research. It's probably okay. That Bird Keeper play feels interesting, but probably not that good. So research is probably... Research feels kind of bad because we're losing these searches to get those Orangurus into play. But at least we have 2 Pokemon to play. We hit another Hammer, another Serena. So it's not looking too bad. We're certainly in a spot where we can win this The question is, will we? Also, the Primate acting. If they just KO us, that's not really going to trigger. We see them getting rid of another Cheryl, which, as I said, completely useless for them this matchup. They're going to Yoga Loop. Wow. That's not what I expected. I feel like, I mean, I get why they didn't retreat, because retreats are not great, but still a little bit surprising. Also, what do we want to do here? Hisui and Heavy Ball. Did we prize on Oranguru? I think we did. So go ahead and grab that. I'm actually going to stick a gift energy here. Serena's not looking... Actually, Serena's looking pretty good. And then we can recover some Serenas as well. So we can gust up that Crobat. Stop them doing stuff with Medicham. Gift energy here. And then we can recover... Yeah, we got a lot of stuff, so we can keep recovering things. Misfortune Sisters isn't going to be a lot of value, so I think we're just looking to recover a couple of Serenas so we can keep gusting them up. And this is really the game plan here. Just a very gust-heavy deck with Serenas, bosses, which we haven't seen yet, but they're there in the deck. We could drop the Crushing Hammer. I think we just Bird Keeper. We could Marnie as well. Put them in a bit of a weird spot. Kind of force them to burn even more resources. Feels good, but I don't actually know if the Marnie will do that. I think we'll go for... Let's see. We got Marnie. Research seems pretty bad here. We'll go... I think Marnieing their hand's fine. And we also can get some value out of that gift energy. So we're going to copy that Marnie again. And this game's going actually much faster than I thought it was going to. Most of these games for me have been very slow. A lot of the times, my opponent's chosen not to play a supporter in order to not give us any options, in which case pretty much nothing happens the whole game, which is obviously a bit boring, but still, I mean, it showcases the deck. So they're going to grab the KO there. I'm a bit nervous this Pikumuku's going to get kind of messed up, but I think we're okay for now. I'm wondering how many Sandaconda VMAXs they run. Based on the counts of the Vs, I predict they run like 3, and I don't like. So I'm thinking I could guess this Sandaconda V, or I could guess this Crobat. Those options feel particularly amazing, but right here, I think we're gonna go ahead. We could Flannery, but I don't think that's much value. Gonna Serena Gust again, and hope this is just enough to carry out the game. Gonna bring up, of course, that Crobat. Can stick the water here. That feels okay. An Ordinary Rod back in. A couple of Orangurus as well as that water energy. And then probably Marnie again because we're looking to refuel our resources as quickly as possible. How many Crushing Hammers are we down? We're down 2 already. They haven't laid down a boss yet either. So I could Primate acting into a good old-fashioned Bird Keeper. The research play also doesn't feel too bad. I think we're going to go for that research play. We flip tails anyway. So going to go ahead, try to see as many cards as possible this turn. Not going to refresh their hand. It doesn't really hurt them too much. It doesn't really help them too much either. Ooh, we didn't get the Oranguru. That's kind of bad. We do see the boss, though. And right now, they're down 7 energy. I would have liked to gotten rid of more by now. But obviously, you can see we have almost nothing. But we still have at least something. So we can go drop Capture Energy, Boss's Orders. I think that's the route we have to take here. If they have a Boss's Orders or an Escape Rope, they just kind of win. I think we go for the boss on the Sandaconda here. We probably should have done that earlier, but like this is where a closed deck list versus open deck list becomes a really big deal. But I think the likelihood of us stalling out that Crobat isn't super likely. We definitely don't want to retreat here, so we're just going to go ahead. I guess we can recover some more stuff. That boss and that Serena again. And then the rest of the resources feel pretty unimportant right now. So we'll do that, and then we'll pass. I'm really nervous. This game has gone okay. They obviously don't have too many cards left in deck, but we're just not quite there yet. So they could be, no, they're just going to Sand Eater. They just missed it. So that's really good for us, but they still have this energy on the Sandaconda V, which isn't too good for us. So we see Marnie. I don't think Marnie's the play here. Losing the Pyukumuku isn't ideal. I think we'll get back Yell's Cheer, Yell Grunt, possibly. Doesn't feel too bad. Again, doesn't feel amazing, but we can go ahead, probably drop Water, because if this guy goes down, it doesn't matter anyways. And then I think we Silene, get back. We get a Heads. We can stop deck out with Palpad. So I guess that's what we'll go for. This is super sketchy, but then we'll go and send a Research. So really hope they don't have the Evolution. Obviously, if they have the Evolution, they're just going to win. This is also an uphill battle where they can just have a 1-energy attacker. Most decks in the game don't have 1-energy attackers, and they also hit us for weakness. That's where the 1-energy attacker works. Unfortunately, they have the game here, so they're going to go ahead and take the KO. We were pretty close. They only had 3 cards left in deck. I might have piloted that one a bit off, but I was still able to obviously get them down very close, just not quite there. But I think, as I said, this is a first draft of the deck, and for a first draft of a control deck, this deck's working quite well. You could throw in some more elements. I really wanted to showcase the new Oranguru as well. Just like I did with Luxray, I had a deck that was like Luxray focused, and then a deck that had Luxray as a tech. I tried Oranguru as a tech in a Ditto control box, which was okay, but I didn't really end up using Oranguru too much, so we'll choose to go first here. Hope they drop a supporter. Ooh, and we started Pyukumuku. So obviously not too great for us, but it could be worse. We have Quick Ball Capture. So the important part is that when you start Pyukumuku, you can get out of it, and usually you can. Oh, what is this? What is this? This seems bad for us. Like, we've been hitting all sorts of janky stuff. I don't know what's happening. No way. A Water, like, stall deck? This can't be good for us. Let's Quick Ball, probably get rid of this Path. I don't think Path's too useful here, but I don't think it hurts to play either. It looks like we're going to be running with 3 Oranguru this game. Not too big of a deal. Something you obviously want to keep in mind. And actually, I should have probably attached that Capture Energy active. As I said, there are some like small things that I should be playing a little bit differently. It's not a big deal, but still. We see Lake Acuity. So they're going to be trying to tank. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. If they flip heads, okay, luckily they flipped tails there. Scoop Up Net feels obviously really good for us here. So I'll do that. Pitch the Pyukumuku. We can team Yell Grunt. We have Misfortune Sisters as well. I don't think Team Yell Grunt's that good right here now. Misfortune Sisters not quite doing it there either, though. We need them to drop another Pokemon. Quite frankly, this is probably our worst matchup. I'm actually going to go ahead and concede here. I can't really see us winning this game. They only play 1 basic, and they're just going to play that, sit that guy in the active, and eventually they're just going to win. So there's not too much we can do in that matchup. We're a very reactive deck, and when our opponent's not making big plays, we can't beat them at all. Control decks are counter meta, and we're just running into all sorts of weird jank stuff. So maybe control is not the play from me on ladder right now. As this deck could be certainly, if you play in a tournament though, this could be viable. And if you just want to mess around, it's a very very interesting deck in my opinion. Being able to use double supporters is pretty fun, and I think this card really deserves a place in some decks. It's kind of a replacement for Gormandized Snorlax, I think. So you could run it. It's a bit more resource heavy, but at the same time, it can be more versatile. The games are all different as well, which is pretty fun. And this hand's a bit sketchy. We don't have too much going on here, so I'm a bit nervous we're gonna get donked. As I said, that's the big fear. But yeah, I think. Let's see, how long is this video going on for as well? Okay, luckily it's not gone on too long. We've only played 1 match though, so hopefully we can fit in a few more. I guess ideally we win one. This deck definitely can win one, but we hit Lost Zone. This matchup is so sketchy. This is of the decks that actually like C play, because let's be honest, you're almost never going to see a crabby deck You'll see a few one Pokemon decks from here and there, but they're not that common. No way there. Lost Zone got the high roll all the way. That's fine. I'm not too. Cramorant's pretty bad, but we just want to Gust Stall, which is a very doable route, especially when they're tossing lots of resources. They're down in energy, obviously, and then the one switch card. We just want to be very careful of how many resources they have. I have no way. Double Battle VIP Pass turn 1. Honestly, it's not even that good in the deck. Battle VIP Pass doesn't help them that much, but just like a glorified Quick Ball. We see Giratina V getting put into play, though. I'm shocked that they. Well, okay, I'm not completely shocked, but that was not the right play for them, definitely. Pass to the Peak, though. They already have 2 cards in the Lost Zone. Literally, if they have Colossus Experiment Energy, they just... Well, actually, no. We're going to Serena. We're going to Gust up the Giratina. Primate acting. Can't do anything. So, obviously, we're really hoping we hit something here. They could definitely just end us here. Get the quick KO. The donk we've been scared of all day. So, Colossus Experiment. Please don't have a switch. Please tell me we don't see the donk here. The fans want to see an actual game, not just another donk. They're taking their time. Are they slower than us, or do they just not have anything? That's very possible as well. They may not have too much. Path slows them down a little bit, but not that much. Temple of Sinnoh, interesting. A bit annoying for us because it turned off our special energy, which allows us to draw cards, but they missed it. Okay, that's good. So we see Boss's Orders. That's not super useful right now. I definitely don't want to play that. So, Celine, and not recover anything, it seems like. Primate Acting, sorry. We can draw some more cards, though. We see Quick Ball. Gift Energy Serena, I think, is what we grab here. We could, instead of getting Serena, we could actually grab Path. I think that's the play. Please don't have the donk, though. You could still have it. They gave us an out with the Colossus Experiment. They got to be super close. Another Colossus Experiment. Oh, no. This seems bad. They have a lot of outs now. I'd be surprised if they don't have it. They're taking their time again, though, so they still might not have it. Who knows? They're certainly going slow. Let's see. Do they have the switch into the Cramorant, which is free? They already got the free attack set up. So do they have it? Radiant Greninja? I don't know why they're playing so slowly. It's kind of strange. Please tell me they don't have it. Oh. Also, I've been hitting like the slowest people in my videos now. It's so... Honestly, the PTCGO ladder has gone kind of horrendous. Like, you see, like, I run into a lot of slow players. I run into a lot of just weird stuff, which isn't bad, playing weird stuff. But you really shouldn't... You don't want to see it all the time either. You want to just be able to play like normal decks. But they miss it again. Okay, that's really good for us. So we can probably... No, actually, getting rid of Ordinary Rod here feels kind of bad. We can get rid of Hammer, though. I don't think that's too important. Grab the Oranguru, bump the Stadium. Just going with some actual plays now, which is obviously good. Nothing particularly amazing, but we're looking for that Misfortune Sisters. So we can use Colossus Experiment. We hit the Oranguru. And Misfortune Sisters. Ooh, is that another Palpad that we're going to send to the Lost Zone? That feels pretty bad. These are some horrible cards to hit. I mean, not horrible. They're very good cards, but I really hate getting rid of the Oranguru. I really hate getting rid of Palpad. And like just not grabbing Misfortune Sisters seems so bad here too. I think I'll grab... I'll just grab Oranguru, Misfortune Sisters. Hope our late game will magically sort itself out. I mean, it's not great that we lost. We shouldn't have gotten rid of that Palpad earlier, I don't think. Another Colossus, a shiny one here this time. They've already dug through the deck a solid chunk. But, let's see. Getting rid of Battle VIP Pass, I think a quick... No, what did they get rid of? Comfy? I don't know. They're doing some stuff, but nothing too impressive. Recovering energy as well. This is all fine, but they haven't done much. Mirage Gate now, though, sir. Are they just going to go in with Giratina V and try to shred through us? That's fine. Or they can go in with Cramorant. Either one is good for them. Looks like they're going to go for that shred route. So now we gust the Manaphy, I think. You need to be like very careful here. We see the Coast experiment still, which is obviously very important. Flannery, we got the Oranguru. Drop both of those. I think we hammer here. Nice. We get rid of that Psychic. That's obviously good for us. And I think we actually go for Misfortune Sisters. We really need to get rid of items. Energy Recycler is okay to get rid of. There are better things, but Primate Acting. We can obviously play that Closed Experiment again. Hammer Energy, probably. We already have Boss in hand, so that's not... We don't need too many more of those. As I said, this is... Lost Box is one of the hardest matchups for any type of control deck because they have so many tools at their disposal. But I think we're in a bit of a... We're in certainly a more comfortable spot. I don't know if we're in a good spot, but they're pretty low on cards as well. Only 14 left, so if they're not careful, they can lose this. But obviously, they're going to play a very conservatively and just not extend themselves too much beyond this point. So I imagine we're going to gust Manaphy. This is where a card like Galar Mine could be really good, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what we need. Crushing Hammer, hopefully get a heads. Nice. We get another heads. Get rid of that Psychic Energy. Feels pretty good. I'll put this Water Energy on now. Boss's orders that Manaphy, I think. And the next turn we can Capture Energy, Ordinary Rod. All that feels pretty solid. Primary Acting, obviously going to use that Closed Experiment again. We get Misfortune Sisters, Serena. Yellgrunt probably isn't particularly good here. It's not really going to buy us enough time. So we'll grab Silene. I don't think we desperately need that energy either. Capture Energy is pretty good here. Honestly, it's better than Gift Energy. But I don't think that was exactly what we were needing. So they're going to scoop up that. Pretty annoying. They got Cramorant going. It doesn't really matter between Cramorant and Giratina at this point. We can guess Giratina pretty easily, though. So that's nice. But, of course, they've got energy on it, so it's not that nice. You can obviously send up Oranguru, recover some stuff, and we hit another Capture Energy as well. That's pretty nice. Obviously, we want to get back as much as we can here, and getting back that water feels okay as well. Did we Lost Zone one? No, we didn't. I thought we did, but this is interesting where you're just Lost Zoning lots of cards every turn. It gets pretty fun, to be honest. But we could Misfortune Sisters here. We'd really... No, we missed. That's pretty bad, but... Yeah, we get a Oranguru back. Can draw some more with Close Experiment. You see the gameplay. Pretty straightforward. Quick Ball's okay. Energy's okay. Sydney's okay. Marnie feels pretty bad here. We don't want to Marnie our opponents. They got such a big hand that we don't want to send that all back into the deck for them to work with. I suppose it could be useful at some point, but I don't really see it being that way. The Temple of Sinnoh, again, that's super annoying for us. They're going to grab another KO. They're getting very close, and we're not making it down. We've gotten a bit unlucky with this Misfortune. This is not that unlucky, but I certainly would have liked it to be a bit better. Flannery seems pretty bad. Sydney's not the worst, but how many Psychics are they down? They're down 2. They might not actually have another Psychic Energy, so I'll go drop. So the Capture Energy, grab the other Oranguru. At this point, there's not really any need to recover more Orangurus. We can thin our hand, grab that Pikumuku, which could be valuable later. Primate Acting now, and grab another Closed Experiment. We're just digging through our deck so much here. Palpad, Misfortune Sisters, and Path, I think. That seems like exactly what we're looking for. Maybe not that Path, but the Misfortune Sisters and Palpad, super important. We just need to stall them off for 1 turn. And they haven't given us any amazing options. Just Closed Experiment, which functions as a pseudo-Gormandize. It feels about as good as Gormandize here. But we need, obviously, Gust. And so Cape could be good. Honestly, this matchup's pretty horrendous. As you can see, we haven't really made... They're down to 11. I can't really... We're not going to win this matchup. Let's be honest. If we missed again, yeah. So we're going to scoop it up here. Let's move on. Hopefully, we see a normal deck. I think this can definitely beat Mew, Lugia. Palkia, maybe not Palkia all the time, but some Palkia some of the time. Arceus, it can kind of be certainly in contention in that matchup. And there are a few interesting matchups. I was playing with it, and as I said, I was like a pretty solid win rate. But it certainly struggles, especially if your opponent's going to play very well against this deck. But at the same time, I have not optimized this deck, certainly. So we see Oranguru. We can get a few Orangurus down. His shoe and Heavy Ball doesn't feel bad. A few Boss of Orders, Flannery. This starts looking pretty solid for us. But this is going to be our last game here. So let's hopefully prove that this deck has something. As I said, this is like the very base build, very focused on Oranguru. So I'll probably release a deck that's not super Oranguru heavy, but just has Oranguru as a tech option. Ooh, Cresselia. So this could be Shadow Rider. Could be something else, but it looks... I don't know. Hopefully it's something we can beat. It probably is. Most of the Psychic decks aren't particularly strong and also generally focus resources in one spot. We see Quick Ball, though. Getting rid of a Psychic. Please don't be Luto and Solrock. Radiant Eternatus with Shadow Rider. Wow, that's pretty cool. We're both running the new cards, but they're running something probably just a Shadow Rider with Radiant Eternatus. Pretty basic deck, but it's still interesting to see what they're going to do here. They're going to Radiant Eternatus, which allows them to search for two VMAX, put them straight onto the bench. They didn't actually... wait, what? These arts look very similar. I was like looking at that, and they look very similar. Your team yells cheer, that's whatever. We can Quick Ball away. Flannery seems like it could be good to get rid of that special energy. Have they... okay, they haven't gotten any supporters yet. I guess we could Quick Ball away that yellow cheer. I don't think it's useful just yet. We did prize an Oranguru. That's very good to know. So drop the Sui and Heavy Ball. Snag that out of the prizes right now. And Flannery feels okay at this point to remove that Stadium. And then I don't think we need to commit the Capture Energy because we're not going to get any value out of the attack this turn, so we just want to save it. We see that the deck can function pretty smoothly most of the time, but at the same time, it doesn't necessarily always have the power. So let's see how well they are able to distribute the power. Notably, I'm looking at this Radiant Eternatus, and this is what you want to be looking at with Control when you're playing with it or against it. Look at your targets that have higher retreat costs they can't attack, and that's what your opponent's going to try to gust. And then, yeah, just look at win conditions. My opponent's playing kind of slowly again, but they're playing a weird deck as well, so it's understandable. The Radiant Eternatus with Shadow Rider is certainly a very solid combo. Is it the best combo for Radiant Eternatus? I'm not sure. Comment down below if you want to see... oh, no, not another training core. It's fine. Hopefully we get Path down. But Radiant Eternatus is a really interesting card, but I'm not sure how to play it. I got a few ideas, but nothing particularly good. So let's just see what my opponent's doing, though. They got Mewtwo V-Star. That's cool. Pretty solid. Pretty standard, but makes sense. They didn't play Quick... no, they did play Quick Ball. Yeah, I was like, didn't they play that? Yeah, they used it. I think the Radiant Eternatus. And so now they're in a surprisingly good spot for the fact that they didn't really get any basics down turn one. They're in a very solid spot with a few Shadow Riders, and they can do some serious moves. So I'm interested in seeing what they got going on. And yeah, Radiant Eternatus with healing, though, I think is probably a bit better of an option. But obviously, it depends. It depends on the situation. And then we're also going to see, so they got the 3 energy. Do they have the switch as well? I predict they don't. Let's see, Fog Crystal. I imagine getting another Shadow Rider V, unless they don't play Shadow Rider V, which is also an option if you want to lean heavily into that Radiant Eternatus. They do have the switch to that. Okay, so Air Balloon, they probably play a solid chunk of Air Balloons. I'm wondering if they play Scoop Up now. I'm really wondering what their build is here. The deck's pretty straightforward, but there's still a solid chunk of ways that you could build it and mess with it. Also, Radiant Eternatus' stat line is actually pretty good. One interesting thing to note. But they have played Boss and Research. So Boss is actually super good for us. I'm really happy they played that. And I'm going to imagine they're not going to be very happy that they played it. They're going to get punished pretty hard, I predict. We could gust Shadow Rider. And it feels like an okay option here. I think we boss Shadow Rider. Going to capture energy of the active, certainly. But bossing this Shadow Rider puts them in a bit of an awkward position. If they want to switch it out with an air balloon, that's not where the air balloon wants to be. We can go ahead and research. We're losing out on a boss and a Serena, but I don't know. I think it's fine. Hopefully we see an energy. We did not see an energy, but we do see Misfortune Sisters, so this looks okay. And I'm just wondering what they got to throw at us. I'm sure they got some interesting things, but I'm not sure if they have anything insane. So let's see here. They got a Switch. Honestly, you don't see Switch run too much these days, but fine. That's fine. Avery as well. Nothing crazy. No, yeah, as I said, this is a really cool new. This is probably people's most hyped new card from the new set. It's certainly the most interesting, and it's one of the better ones. I think Luxor's better. This Oranguru's pretty good. Zamazenta's pretty good. Vegigiga's V-Star is also just amazing. I gotta play it once I can get my hands on it. It's also gonna be a very hard one to play, but they're gonna start exploring to that Cresselia. Interesting. It doesn't have an air balloon, and it's a single prize here, so I can see why they're powering it up. But I do think they want to get energy on that Shadow Rider, because we're going to be able to target that down as time goes on. I do think Quick Ball could be good. Let's get rid of... What don't we need? We probably don't need 2 Barneys in this hand. We'll use Pikamiku and just go ahead and pitch it, so we can see another card, hopefully an energy this time. It was not an energy. Okay, that's fine. We could go for the Marnie play here. They're not down any energies yet either. I don't hate that Marnie. And then hopefully we hit an energy. If we don't hit an energy, that's pretty bad. But we're looking obviously to keep gusting because they dropped a boss. Yes, and we hit the capture energy as well. Pretty nice. I really like this position now. Able to get a few more Orangurus into play. And I think this is a very winnable matchup for us. This will honestly determine the strength of the deck a lot, I think. When we're in a pretty good position like this, are we able to clutch out the game? And I think we want to bring up that Shadow Rider. We haven't hit any energy. I said this hand's good, but maybe it's not as good as I thought. If they're able to escape this turn, that's pretty bad for us, because that means that we're going to be essentially like locked up with not much going on here. But I don't know if we'll be able to like survive this. This turn probably, but they've had a few switch already. No way, they have another switch. They're going to go into Cresselia, that's fine. That was obviously not good for us. So I'm shocked that they run, well, it's not crazy that they run 2 switch. I can't imagine they're running 3 switch, but you never know. Palpad. Okay, I guess I'll play that. And Yell Grunt could be good in combination with Crushing Hammer to slow him down. They did send up someone with the air balloon. Obviously, very smart by them. But I don't think it... Yeah, it doesn't matter too much here. We're going to go ahead and grab Marnie, Serena. So some versatility in their hand. Versatility is always good. We're going to go ahead and pass. We can't really make any plays here, which is obviously annoying for us. Sending up the air balloon, Cresselia, is actually pretty smart. If we hammer Yell Grunt, they can just retreat. Of course, it can be an underwhelming attacker, especially if I'm able to remove massive amounts of energy from the board. But as I said, they can just retreat. So we'll see. I'm wondering if I need more consistency supporters or more energy. They play another switch. Why did they play the switch? We're literally a control deck, and they had an air balloon on their Pokemon, and then they're going to retreat off the energy? What are they doing here? I guess they want more energy to draw with Shadow Rider, but that just feels so strange. We'll take it, I guess. But they are going to draw more cards here. It's not a horrible play, but I think it's not good for them wasting that switch. Certainly now that Shadow Rider isn't a Gusting Tiger, but that's fine. It certainly wasn't going to stay a Gusting Tiger forever. Declan Articuno is an okay target, but we need a basic here, obviously. So let's see if we're able to draw out of this. Please tell me we hit Gift Energy. Oh, this is way too close. Let's see. Yell Grunt feels kind of bad here. I can't imagine they're going to be able to get enough energy on it. So Hammer and Yell Grunt are kind of useless. In fact, Yell Grunt's bad. But we're going to go ahead, obviously. Boss's orders up that Radiant Eternus. Finally, the play for this. Please let this work. Otherwise, I know if this doesn't work, we definitely need more energy and more draw supporters. Also, like, as I said, we were just hitting this weird decks. They've already dropped 4 switches. playing more than 4 switch in decks pretty high. There's not that much gust control, but especially in a deck where you like can accelerate so much energy, 4 switch seems like just absurd. Certainly getting out of Radiant turns is good. They could play Scoop Up now, which would be really bad. That's part of why I was guessing Shadow Rider. But let's see, what do they have? They're taking their time, thinking over their options, understandably. Energy on the active makes a lot of sense. We can drop Crushing Hammer or Yell Grunt. That's fine. Let's just see what happens here. We really want to obviously get Pokemon down into play, but I think they're out of switch. But they're taking their time, which means they could have more switch in their deck. Let's see. I'm really wondering. They're also thinking through like what supporters can they afford to give us. Although they've pretty much given us everything. Let's see. We see Silene. That's interesting. We could actually Avery here. I can't imagine Avery's the play though. Crushing Hammer fails. That's fine. So we'll bump this energy from the Radiant Turns back to the hand. We're going to need to go ahead and copy a research here. So we can draw some more cards, and I'm assuming they don't have a way to draw out of this just yet. And nice, we got the capture energy, so we can get another Oranguru into play. Hopefully we draw into one, but if we don't, it's not the end of the world. We have another Hammer, a bunch of Serenas, which honestly aren't that good because we don't want to be targeting those Shadow Riders. They have some value, but in this matchup, they just don't have a lot. Misfortune Sisters, if they are holding on to any switches into their deck, obviously Misfortune Sisters is really good. Let's see though. Excuse me. Do they have that way to switch out? As I said, I can't imagine they do, but you never know. They're playing a few funky things. We haven't even seen any Shadow Rat Calyrex V's yet, which is pretty crazy. Ultra Ball. I can't imagine that's it. Wow, that's a lot of balls there. But they've also, how many energy are they down there? They're down. How many on the disc? Probably none on the discard. They're down like 9 energy, but like it doesn't really matter. We need to just gust up the Radiant Eternus for the rest of the game. Choice spell, that's fine. I don't know if there's a reason to commit it or not commit it. Certainly there's deck thinning. At the same time, you can't stick another tool. But we're going to see Serena, so they're going to dig a few more cards. Going to drop probably 3 cards off of that Serena, providing solid value. As I said, I think they don't have switch in deck. Nice, they don't. We hit research. It's not quite where we were looking for. We got a Oranguru here. Crushing Hammer. Heads would be so nice. Let's go. We got it. That's super good. Misfortune Sister is certainly... Oh, that's super nice. Hitting a bunch of cards off of that. We probably just send this hand because we don't need most of these cards. The one thing I was going to say I don't like getting rid of that water, but we have Training Court. So yeah, we can just send this with the research. We could Serena. That seems not as good though. We want to draw as much as we can. No need to boss, of course, here either. So this is looking pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good. We do really want to recover those Yell Grunts as well. Imagine if they like dropped a Yell Grunt. We just Yell Grunt every turn. That'd be so good. If your opponent plays control, like in the control mirror, this card's really nice. But they're going to be able to recover that Psychic. But that's fine. I'm not too worried about them recovering energy. Our goal is to hopefully turn that off with the path and stuff like that. They're going to drop a Shadow Rider Calyrex V, which is... Oh, it's actually... Oh, no, we glitched the game. That's fun. It's not that bad of a glitch, but still, we can't, like, see... You see this floating arrow. We can't really see our discard pile quite right. It's not the biggest deal. But this, I think I'm going to go for Hollow... I don't really know why they played this. As you can see, they're down... Okay, they're going to Boss's Orders us. That's not what I was expecting. I guess it's a fair play, but it doesn't do too much in the long run. We get another Oranguru. Not really any reason to play that, though. Do we have... How many waters did I put in this deck? I guess a few more. I thought, but that's fine. I think Misfortune Sisters is okay here. Obviously, another Hammer would be good here. And then, let's see, we're going to Pyukumuku. Hopefully give us something good. Not quite. We probably ship this hand again with a research. We can miss Fortune Sisters. We miss. So that's not great. Training Court's not going to provide any value. That's fine. We can Gift Energy active. We're just trying to thin our deck as much as possible. Oranguru, we don't need this. We're going to get rid of that. We need hammers. We need Yell Grunts. We need Pal Pads to loop stuff. But right now, we're just going to go ahead and research. And so that's fine. The double supporters are just paying off super well here, being able to do so many combos. How many Misfortune Sisters have we used? We've used 2. We got some more Path Flannery, so that's okay. Most importantly, we got that Team Yell Grunt, so hopefully that's able to keep us in this. This is so close. They don't have a lot of cards left, and they played the Fog Crystal as well. You see Training Core, so that's annoying, but I don't think, yeah, they've done all their Psychic Energy. They're obviously not going to choose to accelerate. Well, maybe they will, but they shouldn't, certainly, because they want to make sure that they have as many cards in deck as they can. And this is coming down so close. They're going to obviously retreat off here. Grisilla going to be able to do pretty big damage. Gift Energy, again, not providing any value. When we KO, we already have a maxed hand because we copied research, so that's interesting to note. Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong discard pile. It's actually getting kind of glitchy. You see, I don't know. Oh, I pressed the arrow. I don't know what's happening, but it's fine. So we have the Gust option. We can recover energy. There's no reason to do that. Yell Grunt's pretty useless, so we'll Path. Giving us the heart for some reason. Maybe they hit their switch, right? That's always possible. Drop Path, though. We're very close. Very, very close. But Yell Grunt, obviously, very important here. We don't even need the double supporter this turn. I'm going to... Do we pitch a Pyukimiku? Like, I kind of want to do that. I guess I'll do it to hopefully get value out of double supporter. This just could be the wrong play completely. I'm going to go for it anyway, though. We could pitch a bunch of cards here. When I say a bunch, we can play the Gift Energy, get rid of Serena. The Net Flannery could be okay. I guess we're going to do that. Just get rid of the cards we don't need. Very close here. Pal Pad we can get back. Let's see. Yell Grunt's very important. And Silene's also kind of important. So I'll get those 2 back. Boss isn't that important. Yell Grunt and Silene, though. We're getting very close, but I don't think we're going to deck out, so that's why Silene a bit less of a safe play than the Team Yell's Cheer or whatever. But let's see, they gave us the heart, so maybe they had the switch off the prizes. Let's see, though. Maybe not. Hopefully not, certainly. Or the net. I could see them playing net. Just drop another energy, though, so that's not quite it. You see, no way they had it. Okay, so not quite able to pull it off. I think the deck's almost there, though. You saw the deck being very close. Of course, we had access to the boss that they chose to discard, but very close. I'm not sure exactly what the deck needs. Possibly more supporters, possibly more disruption, maybe more boss. I'm not sure. Comment down below, though, what you think of this list. I think it's almost there, and it's almost good, almost perfect. Not perfect, but almost very good. Oranguru, I think, is perfect in control decks. So you can just slide in there. Provides awesome value, allowing you to double supporter. I chose to build around Oranguru, and it was okay. We certainly got a lot of use out of it, but not quite enough to win any of those games. I'm sure if we ran a few more, let's see my win rate. I don't think it's amazing now, but so 4 to 12, not the worst, but not great. First draft of a crazy deck, it's not that bad, but you know, it's fun. I think you should try it out. I think this Oranguru has serious potential. I think there have been similar cards to it, but I think this one has some cool vibes. Also, Oranguru controls back, so I'll be bringing you some more of this, I think, if you want it. Otherwise, I could try out some other new cards. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you'd like and subscribe. That, of course, means a lot. It means a lot to any content creator, and, of course, me. And then also, comment down below your thoughts. Any thoughts are greatly appreciated. But I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, I'm excited to see you in the next one.